Have the New York Knicks finally come to a decision on who they want to sign to their 14th roster spot with the final veteran minimum they can hand out? We're going to break that down on today's show. But first, we are almost at our goal of 80,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there by the end of the month. If you love the Knicks and you want free videos every single day and you want to help out a fellow Knicks fan, hit that sub button right now. Welcome into New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and it sounds like the New York Knicks are getting close to finally ending up signing the 14th player to the roster. We've talked a lot about it. I'm sure you guys are even tired of hearing about it. To be honest with you, I'm kind of tired of talking about it. At this point, it sounds like there are two players the New York Knicks are deciding between, that being Ben Simmons and the other player being Landry Shamet, who last played for the Knicks last year. At this point, it sounds like they are leaning towards Landry Shamet, and that is who they are going to sign at this point. Ian Begley kind of talked about that. We'll break that down in a second, but let's bring it back to both these players. Both make sense for different reasons. I can make the argument that Ben Simmons would be a better addition than Landry Shamet. And then I could make the argument that Landry Shamet will be a better addition for the New York Knicks. The reason for Ben Simmons, more upside, more defensive versatility, and just a bigger body. When you look at the Knicks roster and you think, Marsh, what do we need to be a legit finals contender? I think another ball handler could make some sense. I think some size on the wing could make some sense. And I think some defensive versatility could make some sense. And all of those things are Ben Simmons. I know he's not the player that he once was, and he was number 1 overall. Philadelphia 76ers, Ben Simmons, he does not exist anymore. But could there be a player that gives them a playmaker, versatile defender, line of versatility and athleticism? I think he checks all of those boxes, and that is why I believe the Knicks are interested in him. But I also think they could use another sharpshooter from downtown, someone that would be a seamless fit into the organization. Someone that doesn't complain if they don't play every single night. And that's Landry Shamet. And according to Ian Begley, he thinks that's who it's going to be. Saying on his show, The Putback, shout out to Begley, there's a lot of respect for Landry Shamet in the organization because of how he handled things last year with that shoulder injury in the preseason and then coming all the way back and then contributing in the postseason. I would assume something gets done here. Begley has been on Landry Shamet getting that last veteran minimum spot for the New York Knicks for a couple of weeks at this point, but him saying that he thinks something gets done here is kind of the furthest that he's stuck his neck out on this conversation. And as I've covered this team for 4 years every single day, I've come to realize that when Ian Begley speaks, we should probably all listen. And there's always, and he may not love this, but there are reasons he says things certain ways, and you can somewhat read in between the lines. He wouldn't say, I think something gets done here, unless he strongly believes it will, and I think we're heading to that at that point, and it makes a lot of sense. Look, Landry was awesome in the locker room for the New York Knicks last year. The last thing you want to do is sign someone to the 14th roster spot for the veteran minimum, and those players or player gets upset that they don't play all the time. And I think that's why the Knicks haven't yet gone out and got a Malcolm Brogdon. Well, they haven't really leaned into signing Ben Simmons because there's not going to be guaranteed playing time every single night for those guys. And Brogdon, at just 30-something years old, he's probably not ready to be getting DNPs. And Ben Simmons is trying to revitalize his career, and he's probably not ready to get DNPs. Whereas Landry Shamet showed last year that he was okay with that. And he was solid at times, shooting 39% from three in the regular season, and he had some big moments in the playoffs as well. 53.8% from downtown versus Indy, and he had the highest net rating for the New York Knicks against the Indiana Pacers as well. He was plus 13 in the minutes that he played, and it was really a tale of two seasons for Landry last year. We talked about the shoulder injury. Begley mentioned it. Took him a while to get back in the groove of things. The first 22 games of the Knicks, he couldn't hit a shot, and he wasn't really even shooting that much, and because he wasn't making shots. He wasn't able to take shots because he wasn't able to be on the floor, shooting just 1.6 threes per game and knocking them down at a low clip, 30.6%. But when he got his legs back under him, the shoulder got back to being 100%, he was knocking it down, man. 42.5% from downtown and the final 28 regular season games for Landry Shamet last year on good volume as well. Nearly 4.5 threes attempted per night. Like, if Shamet's going to shoot 40+% from three, you got to have him on this team. This team needs another sharpshooter. They don't really have one off the bench at this point. And outside of what he could do on the offensive end, like, Landry Shamet impressed me defensively for the New York Knicks throughout the entire season, and especially in the playoffs in that series against the Indiana Pacers, where he had the team's best defensive rating, 100.0. That was the best of any player on the New York Knicks that played double-digit minutes per game in that series. Meaning when Landry Shamet was on the floor over 100 possessions, the Knicks allowed just 100 points in those 100 possessions. That was awesome to see. And we saw that five-man lineup where it was Shamet and it was DeLon Wright and Cat and Robinson and another wing defender. Knicks were able to get stops and they were able to score as well. Like, when Shamet came to the Knicks last year, I didn't really expect much of him besides being a shooter. I was unfamiliar with his game on the defensive end. He's willing to compete. He can move his feet. He's aggressive, and he's willing to guard. That's half the battle in the NBA. If you're willing to guard and give effort, you can be successful, and Shamet is more than skilled enough, length, athleticism-wise, and all of that at nearly 6'5" to be able to guard multiple positions. And if he's going to knock down the three ball like he did in that final stretch of the regular season, it's kind of a no-brainer for me at this point. I'll ask you the question. Which one of these guys would you rather the New York Knicks sign? Is it Ben Simmons? Is it Landry Shamet? Sound off for me down below in the comment section. Got a couple more thoughts to break down on today's video, but first, this shirt right here, it's on sale. It was $35. Now it's $28. So save yourself $7. You can get an extra cup of coffee this week, maybe another bacon, egg, and cheese. Just go to chatsports.com/NYK sale. That's chatsports.com/NYK sale. When I look at it like this, I think there is potentially more upside for Ben Simmons being signed. I also think there's more bust potential. Boom and bust is what I would classify the Ben Simmons signing on. Like, best case scenario, he becomes an everyday player. He's a part of your rotation. He's getting 12 to 18 minutes per night. He's handling the ball. He's pushing the tempo. He's cleaning up the glass. He's being a versatile defender. He's playing some small ball five. He's allowing Jalen Brunson to play off the ball a little bit. But there's also some bust potential where he gets hurt. He is not respected in the locker room. He's not liked amongst his teammates. He's starting to grow grumpy and upset with his role on the team, and the Knicks maybe have to waive him at that point. Does the boom potential kind of outweigh the bust potential? Yeah, but there's a legit chance it doesn't work out because it seems to never really ever work out for Ben Simmons. The safe move is Landry Shamet. You know who he is as a person. He's well-liked in the locker room. He brings a skill set that this team needs. Outside shooting, more perimeter defense, another wing, if you want to call him that. A little bit small on that end. And even if you do add Landry Shamet, I still do think there might be a need for a 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" wing on this roster. Unfortunately, those guys don't really grow on trees. Because if they did, everyone would have them. And you wouldn't see OG Anunoby getting paid $200+ million. You wouldn't see Mikal Bridges signing a 4-year, $156 million deal. Because wings in this league win championships. And they get paid the big bucks. They are the difference makers. Like, you look at this roster. McBride, Kolek, Clarkson, Dottier, Hart, Yabusele, and Huckporty. Yes, McBride is a good shooter. Yes, Tyler Kolek can knock down shots. Yes, Jordan Clarkson can create his shot. We know Josh Hart is streaky. Yabusele shot the ball well from three last year. But there's not really a bona fide three-point specialist on this squad, and I think that Landry Shamet could fill those shoes, and I think he's deserving of that final roster spot at this point. I do think that a trade, and maybe a minimal trade, comes down the pipeline, and someone I'm looking at is Haywood Highsmith, who just got traded from the Miami Heat to the Brooklyn Nets. I know he's dealing with a little bit of an injury at this point, expected to be sidelined for the next 6 to 8 weeks or so. He'll be ready to rock and roll, though, for the beginning part of the season. And this is pretty much a salary dump by the Miami Heat. The Nets didn't go out there and make this trade to get Haywood Highsmith, excuse me. They made this trade to get extra second-round pick. They took on money. They had available cap space, and they were able to net a higher second-round pick because of it. Like, if he becomes available closer to the trade deadline, I would be interested. We know what he could do. We saw him play a lot of meaningful minutes for the Miami Heat. He could shoot the ball well from downtown. I think he shot better than 38% in each of the last 2 seasons from beyond the arc. He's a versatile defender as well. He can guard 2s, he can guard 3s, he can guard 4s. That's someone that I think on the low, like a margin improving trade. You're not going out and I think making a trade for an all-star or superstar at this point. Never know if Giannis forces his way here. But a margin trade is something that I'm looking at down the line. And Haywood Highsmith, he makes a lot of sense in my opinion. And we always know Leon will be lurking. He'll be looking. He'll be searching. He'll be talking. He'll be yapping. He'll be looking for deals to improve this team. He's never afraid to wheel and deal. He's never afraid to improve this roster. If it's going to upset some people, he's going to do what's best for this team. And whether that's Highsmith, whether that's someone down the line, I still think another minimal move could be coming, as other Knicks beat reporters have hinted at that. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Give me a follow, because if the Knicks make a move, you'll hear about it first on these platforms.